Hi YouTube, it's Lena, and I'm here today with the PANtastic Ladies Child of the 80s Project Pan. I'm actually reading stuff from my phone today. You'll see why in a minute. This was created by Ceylan. I will link her down below. But the idea is, you know, I'm a child of the 80s. Literally, I was born in 1985, and I do remember the end of the 80s, and you know how in decades, the first part of a decade is really just, you know, the last couple of years of the decade previous. So I started growing up in the late 80s to early 90s, so I do remember a lot of the stuff that they're talking about on here. And I have older siblings that were really, like, I grew up in the 80s and early 90s, so yeah, a lot of this is super nostalgic for me. Anyways, this is a roulette style project pan. Ceylan came up with 40 prompts, and the idea is to choose 8 at random, like through a random number generator. It goes all year. It's a rolling project pan. If you would like to join this, that would be great. You do have to join the PANtastic Ladies Facebook group to get like all the prompts and everything, but it's really easy to do. I will link them down below and everything else, and I will also link the master list down below if you would like to look up anybody else. But there is a hashtag, so you can probably just click on it and find everybody. So let me pull up Pretty Random. All right, we got 1 through 40 on here. We're gonna get 8 numbers, and then I get to go figure out what the 8 numbers are and figure out stuff for them. First is 20. Let me write that down. Next is 3. Next is 12. Next is 19. I have to actually write them down or I will forget everything. Next is 16. That's 5. Next is 8. That makes 6. Next is 32. That makes 7. Oh, and next is 39. That makes 8. So let me go back to Facebook and see what these prompts even are. All right. Number 20 is Don't Have a Cow Man from Bart on The Simpsons. An easy to pan item. That should be easy. Number 3 is Eye of the Tiger. That's the song from Rocky. It's an eye product. It could be eyeshadow, mascara, liner, whatever. Next is 12, which is Footloose with Kevin Bacon, and it is a product that you would have been forbidden when you were a teen. I don't even know what that would be. My mother at least did not really care about me wearing makeup, so I'll have to think about that. Next is 19, which is How Rude, the quote, which I believe is from Full House, an expensive product. Next is 16, which is The Lost Boys. I love that movie. A black or vampy item, and I have a lot of those. All right. Next is 8, which is Weird Science. Also an awesome movie. Kind of problematic these days when you look at it, but it's still pretty funny. It's an unusual product or an interesting formula. Next is 32, which is Valley Girl. Something shiny or glossy. And finally, I got number 39, which is Simon Says, Your Choice. So let me go figure out what the hell I'm going to pick for all of this stuff, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Gotta pull up my hair. Really hot. So I have everything picked out. It wasn't that hard to pick out products. The hardest one was the Weird Science, you know, unusual product or formula one, but I figured it out. First, I have Don't Have a Cow or Easy Product. I definitely went very easy, but hey, might as well take the freebie while I can. This is the Ulta Makeup Setting Spray. I got this in that advent calendar back there. I was taking pictures of everything I got every day on Instagram, but then I just started forgetting. So this will be done in no time. It's only 4 milliliters, but figure, you know what? Give me an easy prompt. I'm gonna take that easy prompt. Next is Eye of the Tiger. This is not easy. This will take me all year. I want to finish this eyeshadow. It is the MAC Spellbinder eyeshadow in Blue Karma. And this is what it looks like. And you have to swatch these with a brush because the finger swatches suck on these. Like, that's just something about the formula. I'm trying to go cruelty free, so I need to work some shit out of my thing. And this is just any eye product. Totally could have thrown in just like a mascara, even though I don't usually throw those in project pans unless, although this would have fit the prompts, but like, you know me, I go hard. That's why I like to throw some freebies and stuff like this into project pans as well, because of other stuff I pick is a big honking eyeshadow that I want to finish. Speaking of something hard, next I picked Footloose, something not allowed as a teen. This is another one I struggled with, and that's because my mom didn't care what I wore as a teen. Like, I was a literal freaking goth as a teen. She cared what clothes I wore, because I got in trouble for that a few times. Didn't care, but I did. But makeup, I basically wore whatever I wanted to. Anyways, so I had to kind of be like, okay, what do most people get in trouble for wearing as a teen? And I'm like, it's usually like dark eyeshadow and dark lipstick. I got dark eyeshadow covered, even more so later on. So I went with a dark lipstick. This is the Revlon lipstick in Black Cherry. You know it, you love it. There it is right there. I want to use this 20 times. I figure I don't know if I can necessarily finish this in a year, especially since there is another vampy lipstick I want to work on, but this one is older than that one. So I figure let me at least get some good usage going on this. Next is How Rude or Inexpensive Item. And I chose this Biro tomato serum that I got from my, I think it was September Boxy Lux, and this is like $150 serum. It's a nice serum, but I don't know why it's $150. So I will mark it, but it's not full because I did use it to test it when I got my box, but it's like right here. So I definitely got a ways to go on that. Next is The Lost Boys, probably one of my top, I would say 20 favorite movies. And it is a black or vampy item. And I've already picked 2 items that could have went in this, but I went with something else. Next is The Lost Boys, which was honestly probably one of my top 20 favorite movies. Once again, goth. I more dressed the part as a teen, but I'm still a goth, honestly. Just, I don't know. I still have, like, you know, the blue hair and stuff, so maybe I still do dress it to an extent. But I needed a black or vampy item, and even though either one of these could have worked for that, I picked something else. And definitely a goth black vampy palette. This is Rubber Rouge Labs Suspended in Dusk. It is actually a palette based around the band Type O Negative, in case you don't know. Awesome palette. And I chose this shade, Black Number 1, my favorite song by the band actually, to hit pan on. I can hit pan on a black eyeshadow in less than a year. I just use it to set my liner. It's fine. I have a really hard time finishing black eyeshadows, but I can hit pan on them. Next is Weird Science, an unusual product or formula. I went more unusual formula, and it is the Verb Ghost Dry Oil, just because it's like dry oil, but it's a spray oil, and I really do like it. I would totally repurchase this, but I kind of forget to use it, but it's a great product. I love Verb products, so goal is to finish that. Next is Valley Girl, something shiny or glossy, and I'm sure they were thinking that you would pick like, a gloss, like lip gloss, but I would say liquid highlighter is definitely shiny. This is the Temptu and Boxy Charm liquid highlighter in the Liquid Glow. I tried to use this up for my Graveyard Project pan last year, but I kind of got distracted from it. But, I mean, it's very shiny. You definitely get a lot of glow from it. So this is just something that I would like mix into lotions, mix into foundation, that sort of thing. If I'm not trying to use up any other kind of liquid highlighter, I can definitely get this going. And finally, I chose Simon Says or Your Choice. I decided to go easy on myself for this one. And I picked the Not Your Mother's All-in-One 10-in-1 Hair Perfector. So this is just, you know, one of those spray in your hair, not deep conditioners, it's kind of like leave-in conditioners, leave-in treatments. It's supposed to add body, detangle, add shine, protect, moisturize, control frizz, repair dry hair, heat protection, mend split ends, and create silkiness. I don't wash my hair super often because of said dye on it, and so this might take me like 2 months, especially since it's 2 ounces, but this should be relatively easy for me to use up. So that is it. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, I do really appreciate it, and hopefully I will see you later. Bye!